is Tuesday. And what is the date? Let's see. Today is the 26th of July. Yes, I am making another video. Yes, I feel pretty good about it. I think we all know that I do these videos because I am a grateful believer in the Most High, who is God, the God of Jacob, the God of Isaac, the God of Abraham. I also believe in his son who came down, and died on the cross for us. I do believe in that, and I stand firm behind that. And so, you know, uh, even though I think that most of my conversations are about this, I seek to find ways to take everyday life, the things that we go through, the things that we endure, the things that challenge us, things that we handle on a day-to-day basis, and apply it to our lives. And I know y'all seen the title, and I have been thinking about this the whole time because a lot of times I compare a lot of the things I go through to the Matrix. And the Matrix, the movie, was something that I found very intriguing. And I don't find a lot of movies intriguing, but there are several movies that I have found intriguing, and The Matrix is one of them. And so I wanted to talk about The Matrix and how it applies to our life. How can we describe it, and what does it mean to our lives? Because whether we know it or not, The Matrix is very much real. And I think it's just a matter of the angle of how you look at it, and what angle we take when we think about the Matrix. Because what is the Matrix? What is the Matrix? And I think that in the movie, the Matrix was a program. What I'm saying? It was a program. It was a guideline, an enforcer of the mentality and lifestyle of a society. What I'm saying? This was the actual meaning or definition of the Matrix. What I'm saying? It was a program, a guideline, an enforcer of the way that we should live as a society. And if we look at today, if we look at our lives, if we look at society, and the way that it is shaped and formed, we can pretty much say that this world is a matrix. Because of the things that are used to sway the society. Well, if you're popular, then you have to dress this way. To be popular, you have to wear this, or you have to wear that, or you have to have an iPhone. Or if you don't have an iPhone, then you're this or you're that. You know what I'm saying? And so, the Matrix, I would say, in my opinion, is it's a program that's constructed by those in power. But ultimately the manipulation of evil. What I'm saying? Which I would say evil would be, I would say, Satan and those who are up under his administration. What I'm saying? This is what I believe, in my opinion, that these are the people who construct the Matrix. What I'm saying? Because like I say, I believe that the top tier of people have a group of ideals. They have a group of ideals, and they want to ultimately, through power, through money, they want to trickle them down to society. What I'm saying? And the 10%ers, the ones who own all the companies and the money, they drip it down to those who are up under them, and those up under them, and so forth, and so on and so forth, until it reaches into society. And then once it reaches into society, it's like for example, let's say they can have something in a fashion fair, and it can look absolutely ridiculous. But because the reviews everywhere are saying that this is the thing to have now, this is the thing to wear, this is the thing that, this is the new thing, there will be people who will absolutely be disgusted by the way that it looks. But because in the magazines and in the fashion fairs, they say that this is the newest thing, they will wear it. For example, when they came out with the men wearing the jeans with the skirts attached to them, what I'm saying? Kanye West wore one. there were a lot of people who were athletes, and if you notice, the majority of the people who started that trend, they put them on the celebrities first. You know what I'm saying? The trend with the men who were wearing the jeans with the skirts in front of them, you know what I'm saying, that were attached to them. You know what I'm saying? And so, they put it on the celebrities first, because if the celebrities are wearing it, then you'll wear it. You know what I'm saying? So I look at that as a part of the matrix, because we know, well, in my opinion, I'm just one person. But as a man, I just don't feel, what I'm saying, in my mind, that is something that is pleasant to me. But even though there are men who are just like me and probably don't find it so appealing, if it's something that is popular amongst the artists and the rappers and the actors, and something that people are doing and it's trending, I believe that people will actually go against what they do and don't like to wear it. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that that's very much a part of the matrix, yo. You know what I'm saying? Where we are being conditioned to go to like things that we don't even necessarily like, yo. You know what I'm saying? And I know that this topic, I want to, to implement God into it, you know what I'm saying, as a show of, the matrix, and how I believe God is ultimately trying to bring us out of the matrix, And so, but that's one way right there of how, we being in the matrix, you know what I'm saying, are conditioned and trained. Our mind is trained to like what everybody else likes, to get in line behind the next man and do what the next man does. We are, a lot of, one thing I notice is that repetition is one of the strategies that are used against us, you know what I'm saying, because I believe that repetition ultimately makes us robots, you know what I'm saying. Once we have been trained to do something over and over and over, like if you work in a warehouse and all you do is stack boxes all day, you know what I'm saying, you can basically say that you don't use your brain, because after a certain point in time, you have trained your own respond, and there's no longer a need to actually do any thinking, because you've already mapped out how it's to be done, and and you no longer have to think. You just have to react, and I believe that that's how a lot of us sometimes walk around in this world, you know what I'm saying. But one thing I want to say is that's what I believe that is one reason why one of the main tools of having actors, you know what I'm saying, and the athletes and the performers, is I believe that the reason why they're paid so much money is because of the fact that along probably make good movies, or they play good sports, they're also used as they're also used in the matrix as tools to push an agenda, you know what I'm saying. So like let's just use, like I say, the men at one time who were wearing the jeans with the skirts in front of them. I seen R. Kelly with one wearing it. I seen Kanye West wearing it. I seen the guy who played on Deep Cover, he was wearing it, you know what I'm saying. And so we seen them in magazines, you know what I'm saying. And I can just about guarantee you that there are a lot of men who was like, oh no, I'm not doing that, you know what I'm saying. But but one thing I want to say also is, even though that there were a lot of men who probably disagree with that, there were also a lot of men who were doing it simply because of the fact that, okay, well, the girls like it now, and it's popular with the girls, and the girls like it, and the girls see it as something that's cute, you know what I'm saying. I think that, like the wearing the pink, you know what I'm saying. I mean, if you like to wear pink, that's your opinion. Yeah, that's more power to you. I'm not mad at you, but, I believe that sometimes an agenda is pushed, and it's pushed through the matrix, you know what I'm saying. I believe that, in my opinion, that most of the actors and the athletes and those who make a lot of money, they are not, they are a part of the matrix, yo. They play an important role in the matrix because they present things in a certain way that are attractive to to the masses. You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately the matrix is a manipulation of the masses, yo. You know what I'm saying? So if we look in the movie, you know what I'm saying, when Morpheus was bringing Neo You know, when they first went into the Matrix, after he had, I guess awakened, you know what I'm saying? Even though I think, in my opinion, he had become a robot because of the thing that was attached behind his head. But, I believe that, when Morpheus first went into the Matrix with Neo, and they were walking through the crowds, and he was basically showing how the masses were basically on the same, were basically synchronized. Everybody was basically in their phone. Everybody was basically going about their day. No one was actually, there was no one who was actually on the outside looking in. Everyone on the inside being looked at. I'm going to talk about that too. You know what I'm saying? But, as he was taking Neo through this crowd, he was just showing how the elites call the masses sheep, or as another word I seen them use is goyim. You know what I'm saying? Sheep, cattle. You know what I'm saying? That's how they refer to the masses, because those who control the Matrix, they basically look at those who are not awake, or those who don't who are unable to be self-reliant or self-dependent, or who are able to see the bigger picture, as sheep or cattle. And they have to be led about, and they have to be, like, this is how they look at us, and this is a part of the Matrix, yo. You know what I'm saying? But, another thing that I want to say is that, the Matrix is, I think that it's a part of manipulation too. And this is the reason why I believe that the Matrix is a very manipulative place, AKA the world, is because, the Matrix or the world knows that no one wants to be left out. No one wants to not be considered a part of. And so what the Matrix does is, like, okay, well, it's popular everyone to have an iPhone, okay? And so there may be this guy, and he doesn't have an iPhone. He has an Android, but, he knows that all his friends have an iPhone, so this is playing on his mind. And why is it playing on his mind? It's playing on his mind because, in fact, secretly he wants to feel like he's a part of the crew. He's a part of the friendship. And I can guarantee you that amongst a lot of people, like this guy, he feels a lot better once he gets the iPhone, because then he feels more apart. You know what I'm saying? And no one doesn't want to feel like they're not a part. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that, that is a major manipulation, you know what I'm saying, especially in the Matrix, you know what I'm saying, because, like I say, those who are higher up, they study the psychology of people's minds, what they like, what they don't like, you know what I'm saying, how they're driven to do certain things, what motivates, what inspires them, you know what I'm saying. And so if there's a guy and he has a lot of friends and all his friends have iPhones, I can guarantee you that ultimately he's going to be, he's going to want to get an iPhone, you know what I'm saying. Now, if all his friends have motorcycles, then he's going to be motivated or stimulated to get a motorcycle. Even if he doesn't like them, even if he thinks that it's dangerous, sooner or later he's going to build up himself to get one, because, you know what I'm saying, he doesn't want to feel like he's not a part. And so that's how it works, I feel, also in the world too. You know what I'm saying? If everyone else is, let's just say, if everyone else is growing a mohawk, you know what I'm saying, and everywhere you look, on the TVs, outside in the world, in the gyms, in the schools, everyone has a mohawk, then I can guarantee you that it's going to trend, and sooner or later everyone is going to get a mohawk. As a matter of fact, I believe that did trend, you know what I'm saying. But ultimately, this is just a part of the Matrix show, you know what I'm saying. So, that's just the first thing I want to say about this as the Matrix, you know what I'm saying. I believe that a lot of people probably won't care about what I'm talking about, but I believe that there may be a few people who may think about this, you know what I'm saying. Like, this world is really a matrix. It's a program. You know what I'm saying? All the signs, when you walk downtown or when you walk throughout the city, the big signs and the flashing lights, this plays on your mentality. This plays on your mental, you know what I'm saying? Because it draws you into the flashy lights, you know what I'm saying? And this is what says, hey, pick me, choose me, you know what I'm saying? And that's how this world, this world is basically a big advertisement, you know what I'm saying, to draw you in, to bring you in, you know what I'm saying. And one thing that I want to say is that in the Matrix, everything that it seems to draw you into isn't necessarily good. It doesn't say, hey, look, tend to this, which is important, you know what I'm saying. Like, to me, one thing that is important is my spirit, you know what I'm saying. One thing that matters to me is my spirit. One thing that matters to me is ultimately, and I guess it came with age, but having morals, you know what I'm saying? Standing up for what's right, you know what I'm saying? Not wanting to do what's wrong anymore, you know what I'm saying? Understanding that I've done wrong before, but, you know, now that I've, you know, have come, uh, now that I have journeyed a little further, you know, I've come to want to do what's right, you know what I'm saying? And I think that those things that really matter, you may see them, but you don't see them as much as you see the things that they want you to do, like the the OnlyFans, and how we see all the people, the rappers who kill people and get off, you know. So I think that this is, you know, when we see a rapper and he shoots someone and kills someone, or we've heard about all the bodies that he's caught, this in turn, you know, as being a part of the matrix, it affects the masses. So there, somewhere out there in the world, there's this group of kids who's listening to Lil Durk, and Lil Durk just said, yeah, hey, look, you know what I'm saying? You know, I roll around with nothing but killers, you know what I'm saying? And so this plays on the psyche of this group, especially those who are impressionable. That's what I think that, you know what I'm saying, the rappers, rap music, they play a big part in the matrix, because what they put out is what stimulates the world, especially the youth. You know what I'm saying? If you really think about it, the youth, and, you know, catching bodies and selling drugs and living that life, and you know, and you know, this is ultimately being pushed as an agenda to the younger generation and those who are weak to that, you know what I'm saying? Because if you look at it like this, you know what I'm saying, Lil Durk, you know what I'm saying, or I'm not picking on Lil Durk, you know what I'm saying, but any rapper, you know what I'm saying, if they are talking about who they killing and what they doing out here that's illegal, then the next man's gonna feel like, well, if Durk can get off, or if he can rap about it and be popular, then I can do it, you know what I'm saying? And whereas it's not so much like that, you know what I'm saying? He's a part of an agenda, you know what I'm saying? And they're saving him because he doesn't necessarily have to do that. He's making millions of dollars. He doesn't have to do that regardless of whether he's doing it or not. But there's a young guy out there who has absolutely nothing, who's aspiring, who sees this rapper, and guess what? He's going to go try it. You know what I'm saying? So guess what? He's rapping. You know what I'm saying? And he wants to be a rapper now. So he's writing lyrics and stuff. But he knows that he can't be considered a real rapper, you know, in his mind, until he goes and catch a body. You know what I'm saying? So he's looking for that situation to occur to where he can go catch a body. You know what I'm saying? So guess like, you know, I would say Satan, who is what I would consider a spirit of perfect timing. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by perfect timing is, have you ever noticed that, okay, I'm talking to the men on this one. Have you ever noticed that you never run into a situation until you get that gun, or until you feel like you're angry, or, you know, or you're in that mode to where you're ready to, you know, to hurt someone? Then it feels like you run into all the smoke then. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I would say that Satan is, or, you know, Satan, or the adversary, or evil, however, whatever you want to call it, they are what I would consider spirits of perfect timing. Because, you know, when you get that gun and it seems like all of a sudden, that's when all the smoke comes. That's when all the beef comes. That's when you see all your ops. You know what I'm saying? And so, in essence, I would say that, you know, evil, or Satan, or the devil, or whatever you want to call him, you know what I'm saying, he sees that opportunity and he seizes it. And I just think that it's perfect timing for evil, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, back to the Matrix, you know what I'm saying? You know, I just, like I say, I feel like no one wants to not be a part, you know what I'm saying? And that is what the biggest manipulation tool is for a lot of people, especially the masses, You know what I'm saying? Our younger generation, they are locked in on the Lil Yachty's and the, you know, and the rebellious. You know, we, as you know, those of us who are older now, you know what I'm saying? I'm 40, but I remember 25 and 20, you know, in my 30s very clearly. And I know that there was a point in time when I was in my teens, my 14, 15, 16, when I was very rebellious against my mom, against the law. You know, I wanted to go and hang out. I seen the people on the corners and who was doing the drugs and who had nice shiny cars, and so I wanted to be a part of that, not knowing that ultimately That was a part of the Matrix. You know what I'm saying? The guys who are standing on the corner with the big chains, and we know what they do, and they got the cars and the nice girls, it's ultimately a part of the Matrix. Even though he may not know that he's playing his part in the Matrix. Because, you know what I'm saying, he was seduced by the Matrix, and therefore he was seduced, the man who has the big chains and the cars, and you know what I'm saying. So, you know, in essence, he's being an example of that, and by him being an example of that, he's also pushing that on, as an agenda onto, and it just goes down from the very upper elites, you know what I'm saying, who come up with these ideals, you know what I'm saying, and to all the way down to the, you know, those of us who are at the very lower levels, yo. You know what I'm saying? This is really the Matrix, yo. You know, and if you give it some thought, you know what I'm saying, you can really see it as that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I know for a fact that a lot of people probably don't think about it like that. You know what I'm saying? But this is really the Matrix, the world. Everything is designed to capture your imagination, to capture attention. You know what I'm saying? And most of the things that they are using to capture your attention divert your attention away from the things that really matter. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing that I can tell you is that I know for a fact that there are many people who have made decisions in their lives that they wish they could take back, yo, and they cannot. You know what I'm saying? Think about the girl who had that one night stand with that guy, and all of a sudden she caught HIV. You know what I'm saying? And I can guarantee you that she thinks about that night over and over again. You know what I'm saying? She thinks about that night. She thinks about, you know, if she had a just did this or she had a just did that. You know what I'm saying? There are many people, you know, the guy who shot somebody, you know what I'm saying? You know, there are many people who have made bad decisions, you know what I'm saying, who can't take them back. You know, there are people who committed crimes, they didn't get no second chance. The first time they struck out. You know what I'm saying? I've met a lot of them because I've went through the prison system myself. You know what I'm saying? And so that's another thing that I want to say about the Matrix is that through rap music, through the industry, through the rappers, you know what I'm saying, they are sending, you know what I'm saying, these guys to prison because these guys are believing that they can get away with murders just like the next man. You see what I'm saying? The masses believe that they can get away with murders just like the next man, man, and that's just a part of the Matrix, yo. You know what I'm saying? It's just them pushing an agenda. And that agenda is coming all the way up from the uppers, yo. Someone is answering to the next man. So whereas the rapper is answering to the industry, and the industry is answering to those who are above them, who are allowing them to operate in the way which they do. You know what I'm saying? Like Bill Gates, you know what I'm saying? Bill Gates doesn't operate with all that much money. You think he really attained that money and no one opened a door for him? There were many doors open for him. And I can guarantee you in the midst of Bill Gates attaining this much money, there is an agenda. You know what I'm saying? Has anyone wondered why he's buying up all the farmland? Why is he buying up all the farmland? You know what I'm saying? Like, there is an investigation into this now. He is the largest landowner in the United States now, Bill Gates. Why is this happening? I believe that this is a part of an agenda, and it all plays a part in the Matrix. You know what I'm saying? So, like I say, like with the rap music, the rap music generally leads masses into death or prison. That's the trap. That is the trap. This is the Matrix. You know what I'm saying? And it continues to enforce this mentality or this lifestyle on the society. You know what I'm saying? And those who are in power, those who own all the money, those who own, you know what I'm saying, major things in life, you know what I'm saying, who have the most influence are the ones who are pushing the agendas, you know. It's just up to us, you know what I'm saying, to really pay attention to these things. Like, I know for a fact that the average, I guess I'm not going, but the average person probably wouldn't pay attention to that. But that's just something I think about, you know what I'm saying, when Morpheus and Neo was walking through the crowd, yo, there was the girl in red, you know what I'm saying? And you see, he's like, you know, he caught Neo staring at the girl in red. And then he told him, look again. And when he looked again, it was Agent Smith. It was an agent, you know what I'm saying? And I believe that really happens in real life. You know what I'm saying? I really believe that there are things that happen in the world, in government, and they actually do things to divert your attention while the real agenda is happening while you are paying attention to that diversion. You know what I'm saying? I believe that is occurring right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that is why so many people are being forsaken, or so many people may be positive or maybe possibly on the wrong track. You know what I'm saying? That, but I think that we have to ultimately look within and decide what matters the most to us. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like, I can guarantee you that this world is the real matrix, yo. You know what I'm saying? And it's really, everything that we see around us is actually part of mass manipulation, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I am so much behind being yourself. You don't want to be a cookie cutout. You don't want to be like the next person. You want to be the best version of you. You know what I'm saying? This is what I feel breaks the matrix, because once you don't mind being yourself, then you don't necessarily care about what the world thinks about you. You know what I'm saying? I believe that, you know what I'm saying, this is the road that leads to, well, I can't say personal freedom, because faith in Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say this. Once you don't have a problem being yourself, then you don't have a problem being judged. And if you don't have a problem being judged, then you don't have a problem following God. Because a lot of people who, I believe, in my opinion, there are people who don't follow God simply because of the opinions of others. I believe that may play a part on the psychological part of a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? They don't follow God because, it's not good. It's not cool to follow God. It's not cool to pray. It's not cool to go to church or read the Bible. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that a lot of people are not following God because of the fact of what the world thinks and this mass manipulation, yo. You know what I'm saying? But, over a period of years, after you've ran into that wall, or after you have been the one on the inside being looked at, you know what I'm saying? And once you realize that you are the one that's on the inside being looked at, that's when I believe it strikes a person, because there are, that's something that I want to talk about too, yo. You know what I'm saying? And, one thing that's the next thing I want to talk about is, are you on the inside being looked at? I encourage people, you know what I'm saying, who look at my videos, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, I'm inspired by God, yo. You know what I'm saying? I really am. You know what I'm saying? But are you on the inside being looked at? I remember a point in time where I was entertaining everything. You know what I'm saying? Well, I ain't gonna say everything, but I wanted to be, through my own, I wanted to be free. And I believe that rebellion and being free like that, where you don't have to answer to anyone, I believe that that and rebellion goes hand in hand. Because in order for someone to truly be free and not feel like they're bound to any rules or not have to answer to anyone, especially God, you know what I'm saying, then you have to rebel. You know what I'm saying? So I would say that kind of freedom and rebellion goes hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? But, are you on the inside being looked at? You know what I'm saying? Because I know there was a point in time where I was very much on the inside. You know what I'm saying? I know for a fact that most of the people who may be on the inside being looked at, and what I mean by being on the inside being looked at, you know what I'm saying? Are you that person who passes out at the parties and everyone takes pictures of you? You know what I'm saying? Or are you the one that's, you know what I'm saying? We know if we're on the inside being looked at. You know what I'm saying? That's and I'm not saying this, out of sarcasm, but I'm saying this out of just trying to provide another angle for people to look at, you know what I'm saying, and to think about when it comes to their lives and what they want, for their lives, you know what I'm saying, and to think about what they want to do later on down the line, and how what they're doing right now is going to form what they do later on down the line. You know what I'm saying? So are you on the inside being looked at? You know what I'm saying? Because you got to think about it. This is the matrix, yo. The world is the matrix, you know what I'm saying? And whether you believe it or not, it doesn't matter. We know for a fact that it is the matrix because, and I'm going to explain why, you know what I'm saying? The matrix, I believe that one of the main functions of the matrix is to keep you unaware. to keep you blind, to keep you busy with things, with some things that really don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? There are some of us who we you know we we stalk the TV. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not necessarily saying, well, yeah, because TV is a liar. TV is a manipulator. TV isn't real to me. You know what I'm saying? I believe that, the TV is a very much a big part of the matrix. You know what I'm saying? And I know for a fact that there are people who look at TV. You know what I'm saying? And that's fine. Hey, more power to you. But personally, I believe that it plays a big part on our brain, especially kids. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's gotten to the point whereas 30 years ago, you might not have seen certain things that are damaging to the brain. You know what I'm saying? Even though it was still manipulating, it's got far worse now where you can see homosexuality in the cartoons. And I don't have anything against a homosexual, but at the same time, should it be in cartoons? Should it be influencing a child's mind at that early of an age, knowing how impressionable they are at that age? You know what I'm saying? So this is just a part of the matrix, yo. You know what I'm saying? Why are they putting these type of suggestions in cartoons? Because they want to catch the kids when they're early, when in their early years, when they're the most impressionable. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that the parent is always busy, the parent is always at work, the parent is always cooking, the parent is always busy. See, this is just another part of the matrix, keeping the parents busy, the child in front of the TV, impressing things upon the child's mind that it knows absolutely nothing about, is unable to make a clear judgment about at such an early age. This is just a part of the matrix, showing how it just breaks down, you know what I'm saying, how it breaks us down as a society, you know what I'm saying, as a society. It breaks us down as a society because, if you look at it 2022, there are no more morals. Well, I'm not going to say there are no more morals, but morals are not the number one thing now. They're not. You know what I'm saying? Freedom, the freedom to do everything. Everyone's, so tired of the pandemic, which I believe was a part of the matrix. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can say, hey, well, and I know that there may be someone that'd be like, hey, well, the people died. You know what I'm saying? Okay, and I guarantee you that I know for a fact that people did die, and I'm very sympathetic towards those people. But I can guarantee you that why are there movies that already explain that this was going to happen? Why are there movies that already explain that this was going to happen, yo? You know what I'm saying? That's just something that we have to think about, because I believe they put the truth right in front of our faces, yo. You know what I'm saying? So there's that, like it's a part of the matrix. And so people were cooped up for all that period of time. And when they did get out, they just wanted to be free. And then, like I say, that type of freedom comes with rebellion. Because guess what? They've been around their husband or they've been around their wife, and they've been hearing this and hearing that, and the kids, and they were cooped up in the house all that long time. You know what I'm saying? And it got finally to the point where when they were able to leave out, you know what I'm saying, they didn't want to hear any of that. People didn't want to hear any of that anymore. People were dying to go to work and be away from their families, because they feel like they needed that time. And if they didn't have a job, they just wanted to be free. You know what I'm saying? And that type of freedom comes with rebellion, because you no longer want to hear anything, any rules, anyone telling you what to do, you know what I'm saying? And when you are in that mind frame, where you don't want to hear anybody telling you what to do, especially God, at a time like that, you know what I'm saying, where this society has been playing on your mind with God and saying, well, God doesn't care about you, because if he cared about you, why doesn't he do this? And why doesn't he do that? You know what I'm saying? This is how the society plays on your mind with God. That's also a part of the matrix, yo. You know what I'm saying? They play on your mind with God, yo, and make you believe that God does not love you. God does not care about you. God does not think about you. He's not concerned about you. This is a construct of the matrix, the world. You know what I'm saying? And it just draws you further away from being your divine self. Because mind you, in the movie The Matrix, the ultimate ending was the fact that Neo found out who he really was. That he was ultimately divine, and that he could actually, you know what I'm saying, he was the one. You know what I'm saying? He was the one. So like I'm saying, are you the one that's being looked at? You know what I'm saying? Are you the one that's on the inside being looked at, yo? You know what I'm saying? Like, one thing I want to say about being on You know, because we know that, you know, I've been on the inside being looked at. A lot of people, you know, probably are still being on the inside being looked at. It's something that we all go through. I think that in time and over a period of us growing and maturing, that we come to the point where we no longer want to be a part of that noise, want to be a part of that crowd, and we go from being the one that's on the inside being looked at to the one that's on the outside looking in. You know what I'm saying? I think that's our ultimate goal, is to no longer be looked at, but to be the one on the outside who's observing and understanding and coming to more wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that you may, you know, grow more within yours. This is how we truly grow. You know, and you go from being the little, you know, the little ant to the scorpion, to the snake, to the wolf, to the eagle, to the phoenix. I'm not speaking on any of that in, you know, astrological terms. I don't care about that. But I think the ultimate goal is to be the eagle. You know what I'm saying? To be able to fly high above everything and to see it with sharp perception and be able to make wise judgments. You know what I'm saying? Even in the midst of the matrix. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I know a lot of people probably won't pay attention to this, you know? But I'm just, you know, I just want to give a different angle, a different opinion about this. You know what I'm saying? What about those who are on the outside looking in? You know, I'm just comparing this to the movie. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, like I say, I found that movie intriguing, and I felt like they were imparting truths in that movie. And one thing I want to say about, you know, being on the outside looking in is, there was a point in time, you know, did you notice in the Matrix that every time they were getting ready to go in the Matrix, they would ready themselves mentally. They would get ready physically and mentally. They would plug in, they would go in, and everybody would be on the lookout, because they already knew that they were in the Matrix and what the Matrix consisted of. You know what I'm saying? And I feel in the essence, those who are on the outside looking in, this is what we do on the daily. The moment we wake up, get dressed, brush our teeth, and get ready to step outside, we realize that we're stepping out into the world, aka the Matrix. And so we ready ourselves. These are the, and it may be the people who are on the inside getting looked at too, but not necessarily. It is more so for the people who are on the outside looking in. We ready ourselves every day, because we realize that being the ones who are on the outside looking in and who are observing what's going on in the world, we realize what we like, what we don't like, what's for us, what's not for us, what's right and what's wrong. And so being that we know that the world has no social construct of how we feel about this, we have to be aware and very much on the lookout for this once we step outside our door. You know what I'm saying? If most people who have matured in life, it doesn't matter what your age is. What matters is that you've matured in life. You know what I'm saying? There are people who are 21 who are very much mature, and they understand that once they get out the bed, get ready to step outside, that they're stepping outside to a world that's very different probably from them, especially if they're on the outside looking in. You know what I'm saying? And so they have to protect themselves mentally, physically, spiritually. They're protecting who they are. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I look at people who are on the outside looking in. You know what I'm saying? Every day that they step outside that door is kind of almost like how Morpheus and Trinity and Neo would go out, and that, when it was time for them to go into the Matrix, you know what I'm saying? They would get ready mentally, physically. They would be armed because they already knew the agents were out there. These are the people who keep up the social construct, because I consider Morpheus and Neo and Trinity them as the free thinkers, the ones who didn't want to be a part of that social construct, who wanted to be different, you know what I'm saying, who wanted to go their own way and pave their own route. And if you notice, the world is it looks at those kind of people who don't so much go with the social construct as kind of like outcasts. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Morpheus and them were. They were outcasts, and then the agents were after them. You know what I'm saying? They were seriously outcasts. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what makes people not want to necessarily come out of the Matrix, because they realize they've seen people who come out of it and their life doesn't look so good. You know what I'm saying? And so people enjoy their lives in the Matrix, even though it isn't real. It isn't real. The Matrix isn't real, yo. It's not really who you are. Because guess what? When it all boils down and it's just you and you're inside of your mind, somewhere that a lot of people don't like to be, thinking about who you really are, guess what? None of the stuff that's going on in the matrix matters to you. When you look at your life and where you're going, and you say, well, all I've did is been in clubs, I've made money, what I'm saying, but all I've done is been in clubs and and done things that has not contributed any way into the welfare of me once I get older. You know what I'm saying? That the matrix is there for the good time. It's there for the good time. It's there for to help you achieve your short-term goals, yo. But it doesn't think about the long term. You know what I'm saying? If you want to have fun, and I know for a fact that there are people who have jobs, you know what I'm saying, who work, you know what I'm saying, but if you really think about it, that can also be a part of the matrix too, because those who work 16, 18 hours, a day, you know what I'm saying, this takes away, if you're busy working like that, then you don't have time to properly think about yourself, your mental health, your spiritual health. You don't have time to stop the world. You don't have time to think about these type of things. You know what I'm saying? I believe that is where some people, you know what I'm saying, may be coming up short too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been through that. You know what I'm saying? So, like I say, this is all a part of the matrix, yo, and how it plays on our minds. You know what I'm saying? And how we, some of us we're so used to repetition. You know what I'm saying? That we literally have trained our minds to just respond. We don't actually think anymore. Like, I know that there are people who have trained their minds so much to the point where they can walk around and if this happens, I'm gonna respond this way. If this happens, I'm gonna respond this way. And it doesn't require them to do any actual thinking because they're just responding. They've built up responses for everything in everyday life, and that's just repetition. You know what I'm saying? But where is the actual thinking at? You know what I'm saying? Where is the actual thinking? And that is why I think that a lot of the uppers, the elites, consider us goyim, cattle. You know what I'm saying? Because we are unable to, they think that we are unable to properly brainstorm, to properly navigate this world without the help of them. They think that we all need the help of them. You know what I'm saying? And so, that is why, I would consider myself, definitely on the outside looking in, you know what I'm saying? Whereas I used to be the one on the inside. I have been the one to wake up in someone's closet after a night of drinking and not knowing where I am, you know what I'm saying? Being an absolute clown, you know what I'm saying? I know what that's like, you know what I'm saying? But I no longer want to be a part of the matrix, yo. You know what I'm saying? I believe that the matrix is very much real, yo. And, in the movie, Morpheus, I consider, even though his name is Morpheus and Morpheus is considered a Greek god, I'm not going to base, I don't want to use any of that. But I looked at Morpheus as kind of almost like God, because Morpheus had contacted Neo, and Morpheus already knew that Neo was the one. He knew what his destiny was. He had selected him. And he just wanted he wanted to meet him. He wanted to come in, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of looked at Morpheus as God, you know what I'm saying? I looked at Neo, who was the lawbreaker, who was a hacker. He had a job, got fired, all kind of things. He didn't have a certain way. He was lost. And in essence, that's how a lot of us are, you know what I'm saying? Until we stumble, or not stumble, until we come into a better understanding. And the only way we can come into that better understanding ultimately is with God. You know what I'm saying? If we don't come to it with God, then, a lot of times we will keep wandering. But, if we notice, you know what I'm saying, by, Neo didn't come until a good understanding of himself and what he really wanted out of life until he met Morpheus, who I would consider God, as the character in the movie. You know what I'm saying? And, everyone was saying, oh, you're the one, you're the one, you're the one. So just picture, what if someone you met came to you and said, hey, you're the one. Okay, you're the one, and you're going to save the world. How would you feel? Would you be excited? Would you be overwhelmed? Would you be scared? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a question for us all. You know what I'm saying? How would you feel if they said that you were the one and you knew for a fact that you were the one? You know what I'm saying? You know, and, you know, like, what, how would you feel? You know, look at Neo's first jump. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't have any faith. He had to acquire faith. And that's why I looked at Morpheus as kind of like God, because Morpheus supplied everything Neo needed to build his faith. You know what I'm saying? In the beginning, when he made the first jump, and everybody was like, no one makes the first jump. And he went for it. He had all the right thoughts, but his faith. It was his faith. If you really think about it, why didn't he make it on the first jump? Morpheus made it. Morpheus, I consider God. And he had, you know, God got all the faith. Of course he gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? But why did Neo make it? It's because he did not have the correct amount of faith in himself. He didn't have the correct amount of faith. Even though he had all the courage, what you saw him have was courage. But he didn't have the correct amount of faith. You know what I'm saying? He was courageous enough to jump, but he didn't have enough faith to believe he would actually make it. You know, and so that's why I looked at Morpheus as God, because he gave him everything he needed to build his faith. And through everything they went through, you know what I'm saying, messing with the agents, running from the agents, and, you know, him surviving the agents and getting away from the agents, and then something happens. Bam. You know, Morpheus gets, they take Morpheus. And now something has to be done, because Morpheus is the one who's done everything for Neo. This is the point in his life where he really starts to believe. You know, and they got to go into a building where there's nothing but agents. And, you know, it looks impossible. This is the impossible. This is the impossible. But then Neo begins to believe. He begins to believe in himself. This is when he begins to have the real faith. And Neo says, I know it sounds like crazy, but I believe I can go get him. You know what I'm saying? And this is where he began to have faith. And this is how it can be applied to our lives too, yo. I just think that we have to stop being the people who are being looked at. You know what I'm saying? Being inside of the glass, being looked at, and be more of the people who are on the outside observing, looking at, being observant. You know what I'm saying? You know, because we are unable to help the next person if we are also being looked at. We have to be on the outside in order to help someone else get to the outside. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, if you look at that whole movie, you know what I'm saying? Neo died. You know what I'm saying? Neo died, yo. He ran through that door and blum blum. You know, and he died. You know what I'm saying? But he was the one. He was the one. He was the one. And it became even more evident that he was the one when he got back up. And the agents looked. They looked at him like, hold up, he's supposed to be dead. This was when they knew he was the one too. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just amazing how I believe that movie told so many truths, and so many truths about our lives, yo. So many of us are living inside the Matrix and we don't know it, and we're just not looking at it like that. You know what I'm saying? But this is very much the Matrix, yo. Free yourself. Free yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? Like what character do you relate to? You know what I'm saying? Do you relate to Morpheus? You know what I'm saying? I don't think anybody relates to Morpheus, in my opinion, as the way I describe him, because Morpheus, I consider to be God. You know what I'm saying? Morpheus went and found Neo. How did he find Neo? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did he find them? Out of all the people in the world, he found Neo. That's amazing, yo. And so we have to think about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he went and found Neo. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like, how did he do that? You know what I'm saying? But he found Neo. He brought Neo in. He gave Neo a choice. You know what I'm saying? Neo, he made a choice, and his life started over from there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think anyone can consider themselves Morpheus. But, you know, how many people think they're Neo? There are a lot of Neos out there, yo. There are a lot of Neos out there. You just have to realize that you're Neo. You know what I'm saying? You have to realize that you're Neo. You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't believe that you have to realize. I believe that if you're Neo, the same way Morpheus came to him, he's going to come to you. And I'm saying Morpheus, but I ultimately mean God. you know, because like I say, I looked at Morpheus as God, you know what I'm saying? And if, you know, and even more Jesus Christ, yo, because like I say, without Jesus Christ, there, you know, without the Son, you can't have the Father. And that's just a fact. So, you know, I ultimately believe that if you're Neo, life is, you know, things are going to be aligned for you to have that chance to fulfill that part of your life being Neo. You know what I'm saying? It's going to happen for you. And you're going to have, you know, you're going to have to get past your fears and your anxiety and your compromising and all that, and to order to be ultimately the divine person who you are. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, there's a lot of Neos, yo. It's not just one Neo. There are a lot of Neos. You know what I'm saying? You know, who thinks they're Trinity. And what's so funny about that is this is what what I found I was kind of confused about. Trinity was the woman, okay? And, you know, we know that in the Trinity is God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. And they all have different roles, but it's the same. It's equally, it's the same God, but they have different roles. And so I found that, I don't know why I found that so confusing, because, you know, it was kind of like in the end when he was about to die and they were, you know, she kissed him and brought him back to life. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it was, I think maybe it was the fact that she spoke from her heart, or she played on, you know, it was the heart that really what brought him back, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't think it was necessarily the kiss. We're looking at the kiss and everybody's thinking, dang, she kissed him and brought him back to life. But you got to understand that she was also brave while he was dying, and she was telling him, hey, this is the reason why I know you're the one. And she spoke from her heart. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that that's the reason how that's why she brought him back, because, you know, the heart is, you know, you don't realize how powerful the heart is. The heart is very powerful, yo. And we just have to, you know, like, the heart is very powerful. You can power some things with your heart, yo. It runs on its own. You know what I'm saying? You have to think about that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's necessarily the kiss. I think that, you know, I think it was the fact that she spoke from her heart. You know what I'm saying? That, like, and you think a lot of times when Jesus was healing people and he was compassionate among it, you know, he spoke from his heart. He came from his heart. He had compassion on people. And so that was, you know, I believe that was, you know, a part of what played in his power, was the fact that his heart, you know what I'm saying, his heart was strengthened, and also he spoke from it. You know what I'm saying? Everything he said, he came from his heart, you know. But then there's Cypher. You know, if we know who Cypher is the one who betrayed everyone. You know what I'm saying? He's the one who came out of the Matrix, but then ultimately wanted to go back. And I look at Cypher as Judas. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at Cypher. You know what I'm saying? Because he betrayed Morpheus, he betrayed Trinity, he betrayed, you know, he betrayed Neo, he betrayed all of them. You know what I'm saying? Because he wanted to go back into the Matrix. He knew it wasn't real, but he wanted to live the lie. And I believe that there are a lot of us, you know what I'm saying? You gotta think about it. Are you that person who, even though you know that there's a better life that you can have, you know what I'm saying, or a better life that you may feel like you can form for yourself, you find it more complicated? You know, a lot of people look at that, at attaining that, as more complicated. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to go through all that. I'd much rather just be in the Matrix. You know, I'd rather just have fun and live my life. And a lot of people are like that now. You know what I'm saying? And so, and I'm not judging. Hey, it's your life. You know, but for those who it matters to, you know what I'm saying, this is the real Matrix, yo. And there are a lot of ciphers, yo. There are a lot of ciphers out here, you know what I'm saying? There are a lot of people who are willing to betray anybody in order to get ahead, you know what I'm saying? And ultimately, Cypher went to the agents, who I look at the agents as devils, Satan and the devils, you know what I'm saying? Because they are the ones who run the program, the deceitful, manipulative program, and they're the ones who carry out the orders, you know what I'm saying, on the Sentinels to attack all of those who are not in accordance to the program, you know what I'm saying? They look at Neo and Morpheus and Trinity and all them as a virus, and so they sent the Sentinels out to go get the virus. And if you really think about it, those who are free thinkers, real free thinkers, those who really don't care to live in the social construct, who are living their own life and living by, I ain't gonna say living their own life, but being themselves, not afraid to be themselves, not afraid to not like what everyone likes, or not having the same opinions, who just, they kind of like, you're kind of considered an outcast, you know what I'm saying? Or and not everyone, but we know how it is, you know what I'm saying, to be a free thinker and to not, I believe that those people have less friends. Maybe they don't, you know what I'm saying? It's just an opinion, you know what I'm saying? I'm up for conversation about it, you know what I'm saying? But ultimately, I'm talking about the Matrix, yo, you know what I'm saying? And so, then there's Agent Smith, who, like I said, I consider as Satan, you know what I'm saying? And, it's just something that I think about, yo, you know what I'm saying? It's living in the Matrix, yo, you know what I'm saying? And, what we think about it, I mean, I've spent the whole hour talking about it, and it's very important, like I said, because one of the main questions that I want to ask, you know what I'm saying, is, where are you at in the Matrix? You know what I'm saying? Are you on the inside being looked at, or are you on the outside looking in? And if you are, and if you do recognize that this is a Matrix, what character are you?